Guys, we have some good news, but before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Now without further ado, let's get outside and let's get cracking. Guys, we have the BMW 130i up in the air and the coolant leak is fixed. Job done. We replaced the aluminium coolant flange and we don't appear to be leaking any more coolant. I've been driving the car for a couple of weeks now. I've taken a look underneath and it is now completely dry, which is amazing. I've also checked the coolant level in the expansion tank and that is still correctly at the maximum mark, and I'm honestly just over the moon because we have been trying to tackle this coolant leak for over a year now and it was just this tiny little thing just there. I'm so glad that it's fixed. It finally means that we can move on with this project. I think the plan today is going to be to get this car put back together. So of course we have all of the under trays which have been off the car for God knows how long, a good 6 months or so while I've been trying to tackle this coolant leak. But then we're also going to do another coolant flush as well. So because I kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't want to waste any more coolant now, I just ended up topping this thing up with water. And so at present we have the incorrect dilution rate from water to coolant. So I'm going to do another complete coolant flush. Now the coolant that I usually like to use is this Febi Bilstein stuff. This is what I recommend. It's probably the cheapest coolant you can get, but it is the correct kind. It's exactly the same as this stuff here. Now you're probably wondering why I've got genuine BMW stuff when this stuff is more expensive. Well, for whatever reason this stuff was out of stock everywhere, couldn't seem to get it, so I went ahead and bought 4.5 litres of the BMW stuff. Now it does say lifetime coolant. I'm not too sure how much I agree with BMW's lifetime statement there. I think this coolant should be swapped out like every 3 to 5 years, so that's what I'll continue to do. But yeah, we have 3 bottles of the 1.5 litres, and I have like a load more of these deionized water. So yeah, I think the plan is going to be to flush out all of the old coolant and then top it up with the new stuff. So I've just went ahead and removed the radiator drain plug. I'll just let that drain away. I've also released the reservoir cap as well, just so there is no vacuum and it drains a little bit easier. Okay, so the coolant drain plug pretty much finished dripping. I went ahead and reinstalled the plug, and in the meantime what I've done is set up a hose into the coolant reservoir. I'm just going to top that up with regular water. I'm going to fire the engine up, get it up to temperature, get the thermostat open, get the heater core open, get the coolant flowing around the entire cooling system, and then I'll keep flushing it out of that drain plug there until we have complete clear water. So this is the current setup then. As you can see, engine is running, the hose is running, and we have the coolant running out of the radiator. That's starting to look pretty clear now to me. Yeah, as we can see, there's pretty much clear water coming out of there now. There should be no more coolant left in the system at this point. Okay, so what I've done then is switch the engine off and let as much coolant, or in our case now water, drain from the radiator. As you can see, that is not dripping anymore. And what I'm going to do now to get as much water out of the engine block as possible, I'm going to disconnect the lower radiator hose. There is no engine drain plug on these, you just have to disconnect the low radiator hose that goes onto the thermostat. So hopefully we'll be able to retrieve as much water as possible. Okay, so as you can see, low radiator hose is disconnected, and that really didn't go as planned. There really is not a whole lot more coolant coming out. So yeah, I'm just going to let this drain away and we'll reinstall the hose and then go from there. Okay, so I have reinstalled the low radiator hose, I've reinstalled the coolant drain plug, and I'm going to do one more coolant flush, but this time I'm going to use deionized water. So I'm going to top up the expansion tank with deionized water, get it up to temperature, and do one more drain in the hopes that I will remove as much regular water as possible. So yeah, let's get this thing topped up with deionized water. So I have topped up the coolant reservoir with the deionized water. I put around 2.5 of these 2.5 litre containers in, so there's probably like 6 or 7 litres of deionized water in there. So that's the majority. I believe that's over 50% of the entire cooling system capacity. So yeah, what I'm going to do, run the engine, get up to temperature, drain it once more, and then we'll just top it up with the deionized water and the coolant mix. Okay, so I've let the engine get up to temperature. I did have the heating on as well, just so the coolant or the water can flow through the entire system. So yeah, it's now time to drain it for the very last time. So the radiator has completely finished draining. The engine itself is pretty much there or thereabouts. I've disconnected the lower radiator hose again, and in a bid to drain out a slight bit more coolant, I have lifted the rear end up just so the coolant runs to the front of the engine. But yeah, as soon as that stops dripping, I'm going to reinstall the low radiator hose, the radiator drain plug, and then like I said, we can start refilling. Okay then, so I have drained as much water out of the cooling system as possible, and it's time to start refilling now. Now, with this being a BMW 130i, I believe the cooling system holds around 10 litres there or thereabouts. So what I'm going to do is put 4.5 litres of this straight coolant in. This obviously needs to be diluted. Now bear in mind, we should still have some water in the system, so we shouldn't need to add too much more after we add this straight coolant. But if we do get through all 3 of these bottles, then we do still have this bit left over ready mixed from previously. Okay then, let's get cracking. Let's start pouring this stuff in. There's 1 bottle down, there's 2 bottles down, 3 bottles empty. And we should have enough in this ready mixed solution to top it up to the max. That's pretty close there. I'm just going to let the bleeding procedure do a full cycle, leave it bleeding for a good 10 minutes or so, and I'll just top it up to the max. Okay then, so I've let the entire cooling procedure do its thing. It's around 15 minutes or so, and I've went ahead and topped off the coolant to the maximum mark. That may go down slightly over the next couple of days. You know, there may be a tiny bit of air still in the system, but just keep monitoring it and keep topping up as you need to. I've also went ahead and reinstalled all of the under trays as well. It's nice to see that they are all back on, and the bottom of the car is now much well protected. But now let's get this car back on the ground where it can stay for the foreseeable future. Okay then, so hopefully that is the end of that. Hopefully we're not going to need to do too much work on the BMW 130i for a while now. I'm pretty sure I've sorted everything on the car that could potentially need sorting in the short term. I've pretty much, overhauled the engine. I've done the dissers, I've done the Vanos solenoids, I've done the crankcase ventilation system, I've done the rocker cover gasket, I've done the eccentric shaft sensor, I've done the spark plugs, ignition coils. I've pretty much done everything that typically fails on the N52 engine. It's pretty much sorted now. So yeah, I think going forward we're going to only need to do cosmetic things, and then probably later in the year when it is a bit warmer, I plan on doing a pretty much a full underside restoration. So I plan on removing the rear subframe, probably swap out all the bushes. I may or may not refurbish the differential, and then yeah, pretty much replace every suspension component on the car. And then after that, I'm thinking of getting a full respray. I know the paintwork on the car is absolutely shocking, and I really don't want to go down the I really don't want to go down the path of doing more than likely what previous owners have done and just had the odd panel resprayed. I think the whole entire car needs a good respray. I'll probably get the calipers, the brake calipers, and the wheels refurbished as well. And yeah, I'm going to spend a lot of time, effort and money on this car, but I'm just glad that I can drive it now, that I haven't got it leaking out everywhere. But yeah, hopefully I don't have to come back to this issue ever again. This has been a long time waiting. I'm pretty sure I first noticed this coolant leak like October 2020, and it's January 2022. 2022. That sounds weird. 2022. Yeah, so I'm just so glad it's fixed. But I'm not going to ramble on. It's sorted now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!